Welcome back to Unlimited Reads. You're with Chris, and thanks for joining me today as I will be sharing with you all my reading possibilities for December. And it is going to be a full-on month, especially since one of these books I'm about to mention, if it wrecks me emotionally and mentally the way I think it will, I'll be struggling to get through a lot of these books, but we'll see how we go. Now, the first book I want to talk about is one that I am ready for after spending most of 2024 catching up on my Cosmere journey, so that I am ready for Wind and Truth by Brandon Sanderson, book 5 in the Stormlight Archive. I am at the point, along with everyone else now, after finishing Rhythm of War just this week, that I am ready for the collective excitement that I'm going to be involved in on booktube. Every booktuber, every prominent booktuber is waiting for this one. There is going to be so much content coming our way with this book. It's going to be unbelievable. So Wind and Truth is pretty much set in stone. I'm looking forward to reading it. I'm excited to start it because I did enjoy part 5 of Rhythm of War. I enjoyed that so much, and it has fueled my excitement to crack open the first page of Wind and Truth, which is released on the 6th of December. But let's see what this one is about that I'll share with you. Dalinar Kholin challenged the evil god Odium to a contest of champions with the future of Roshar on the line. The Knights Radiant have only 10 days to prepare, and the sudden ascension of the crafty and ruthless Taravangian to take Odium's place has thrown everything into disarray. Desperate fighting continues simultaneously worldwide. Adolin in Azimir, Sigzil and Venli at the Shattered Plains, and Jasna at Thaylen City. The former assassin, Zeth, must cleanse his homeland of Shivanar from the dark influence of the Unmade. He is accompanied by Cal, who faces a new battle, helping Zeth fight his own demons, who must do the same for the insane herald of the Almighty, Ishar. At the same time, Shallan, Renarin and R'Lain work to unravel the mystery behind the unmade Bar Adu Mishram and her involvement in the enslavement of the Singer race and in the ancient Knights Radiant's killing their spren. And Dalinar and Navani seek an edge against Odium's champion that can be found only in the spiritual realm, where memory and possibility combine in chaos. The fate of the entire Cosmere hangs in the balance. Now, this is going to close off the first 5-part story arc from Sanderson, so I'm expecting all kinds of Avengers Endgame moments. I think we're going to see a lot more Cosmere connections where everything comes to a head with a war of the gods. So it is going to be so exciting. I'm looking forward to comparing notes with a lot of people who are going to be reading this book at the same time. The next book I'm going to talk about, hopefully if I get a chance to read this, is The Handler by MP Woodward. Now, this is a book I've been wanting to read for a little while, ever since reading MP Woodward's installment into the Jack Ryan verse, which I really enjoyed. So it made sense for me to seek out some more of his bibliography to see what he's like with his own series. Now, this one is, I'm anticipating it's going to be pretty exciting and a rip-roar of a read. It's pretty... It's only 447 pages, so I should hopefully get through it pretty quickly, but I'll share with you what this one's about. A disgraced former CIA operative must go back in the field with only his ex-wife as his handler in this electrifying thriller from a former intelligence officer. Meredith Morrisdale is a CIA case officer, and a damn good one, even if this last mission did go terribly wrong. Now she has been summoned back to Langley, where she expects to be fired. Instead, she is met by the deputy director with stunning news. A single, well-placed CIA mole in Iran's uranium enrichment program has kept the terrorist nation from building a bomb by sabotaging the performance of their covert centrifuge arrays. But after losing his daughter in an airliner shootdown, the mole wants out, leaving the world on the brink. His one demand? A reunion with the only handler he ever trusted, John Dale, Meredith's disgraced, fired, wayward ex-husband. As Meredith and John struggle through their fraught relationship, a craven CIA political hierarchy, Russian interference, and the rogue spy's manipulation, they must reach deep within their shared connection to maintain, recover, or kill the asset. So I'm a real sucker for spy thrillers, and I'm anticipating this one will be really good. The next book I'm hoping to get to is a new release due out next week, and that is Tom Clancy's Defense Protocol, the next Jack Ryan book, written by Andrews and Wilson, who also wrote Act of Defiance, which I absolutely loved. And if you've been following me on the channel for a little while, you'll know how I feel about this book. So you can imagine my anticipation of this one coming in, and I can't wait to pick it up. So let's see what this one's about. For decades, Taiwan has been a thorn in the side of the Chinese government. New Chinese President Li June is done fooling around. He's devised a secret military operation to take the island. Only one man knows how to stop Lee's bloody plan of reunification, Minister of Defence Quinn Hai-yu. Fearing for his life and the safety of his family, Quinn covertly makes contact with the CIA in Beijing and signals his desire to defect to the West. To get Quinn out, John Clark creates an international task force reminiscent of Rainbow Six and goes undercover in mainland China. Meanwhile, Lieutenant Commander Katie Ryan is deployed to the tip of the spear on the destroyer USS Jason Dunham to defend Taiwan. Threatened by an encircling Chinese armada, she's under pressure to find a flaw in the invaders' plan for her father to exploit. For his part, President Jack Ryan may have the power of the entire US military at his disposal, but what he really needs are Lee's secret plans from Defence Minister Quinn so he can stave off a war. Because America's defence protocol could lead to a game of mutual destruction that could cost the lives of thousands of young soldiers, sailors, special operators and his daughter. So we've got Katie Ryan back. I loved her in Act of Defiance. She was amazing. And we've got John Clark coming back as well to lead this operation. So I cannot wait for this. And it's only being released next week. I may be able to squeeze it in before Wind and Truth because it is released on the 3rd of December. That gives me 3 days, in which case I think I should be able to mow through it very quickly. But I'm very, very excited for this installment in my favourite thriller series of all time. I can't wait. The next book I hope to get to is one I purchased recently and one I'm very curious about because people have been talking about this one, and this is the first in a 3-part series, I think, and this is Clown in a Cornfield by Adam Cesare. It's a young adult book, I think, and I've been wanting to read it for quite some time. I'm excited about it. It's pretty low commitment, it's fairly short, but let's see what this one's about. Oh, and the tagline says the kids are not alright. I like that. Alright, so Quinn Maybrook just wants to make it to graduation. She might not make it to morning. When Quinn and her father moved to a tiny town with a weird clown for a mascot, they're looking for a fresh start. But ever since the town's only factory shut down, Kettle Springs has been cracked in half. Most of the town believes that the kids are to blame. After all, the juniors and seniors at Kettle Springs High are the ones who threw the party where Arthur Hill's daughter died. They're the ones who set the abandoned factory on fire and who spend all their time posting pranks on YouTube. They have no respect and no idea what it means to work hard. For the kids, it's the other way around, and now Kettle Springs is caught in a constant battle between old and new, tradition and progress. It's a fight that looks like it will destroy the town until one homicidal clown with a pork pie hat and a red nose decides to end it for good, because if your opponents all die, you win the debate by default. So, pretty interesting. Can't wait to get stuck into it if time permits. As I said, if I get wrecked by Wind and Truth, I probably won't get to it, but we'll see how we go. And the last book I want to talk about is one I started and just wanted to get to a few other books first. So I read the first chapter or two, but I am actually going to get right into this one, and it's a recent release from Richard Chizmar called Memorials. Now, I'm excited about this one. I always like Richard Chizmar's work. I do have a couple of his short story collections. He's just a great writer. People will recognise him from being a long-time collaborator with Stephen King on the Gwendy series, which was very well written, and I have enjoyed that. But this is one of his few standalone novels he has done. So let me share with you what this one's about. Go home, or you'll be sorry. 1983, 3 students from a small college embark on a week-long road trip to film a documentary on roadside memorials for their American Studies class. The project starts out as a fun adventure with long stretches of empty road and nightly campfires where they begin to open up to one another. But as they venture deeper into the Appalachian backwoods, the atmosphere begins to darken. They notice more and more of the memorials feature a strange, unsettling symbol hinting at a sinister secret. Paranoia sets in when it appears they are being followed. Their vehicle is tampered with overnight, and some of the locals appear to be anything but welcoming. Before long, the students start to wonder if these roadside deaths are really random accidents. What if something more terrifying is at work? So, sounds really good. When I read the first couple of chapters, I really got a Blair Witch vibe of found footage, and the narrative is broken up with different points of view, I think, and it just looks really, really interesting. And all this happens in the same area where the movie The Descent was set, in the Appalachian Mountains there, which I would anticipate that being a very scary place. But Am I going to get to all these books? I don't know. It just depends how much time I have. Wind and Truth is a chunker. It's a bit over 1,300 pages, so I'm going to be reading that on my Kindle first of all, because I will get the Kindle book before I get my hard copy from the US, which is a hardback, which I'm looking forward to getting, which will complete my collection just that little bit more. So that is it, guys. That is it for my reading possibilities for December. Thank you so much for watching. If you like my videos, please consider subscribing. If I get to 1,000 subscribers, I was thinking about this the other day, if I manage to get to 1,000 subscribers before the end of the year, which may not be likely, but if it happens, I'm going to go on the record and tell you that if I get to 1,000 subscribers, I'm going to do a live stream celebration, and I am going to get drunk on camera, which will be funny for people to see. Yeah, you know, like drunk history, it's probably going to resemble that, and I may be a mess, but I'll be probably doing shots and chasing them with beers. We'll see how we go. Could be an absolute blowout, who knows, but I have to get there first, and I need all the viewers' help to get there if you want to subscribe, because next year is going to be very exciting with the content, and yeah, things are going to ramp up, which I'm really excited about. So until the next video, guys, happy reading.